Did you know that every single year, across the plains of Ukraine and Russia alone, over 54 million metric tons of sunflowers are harvested? That's 119 billion pounds of seeds. Enough to fill 2 million shipping containers. Enough to produce the golden cooking oil sitting in your kitchen right now. But here's the thing, while the Black Sea regions still dominate with raw muscle and massive scale, American farmers are quietly revolutionizing the game with AI-driven drones, autonomous machinery, and precision agriculture that can predict your harvest 3 months before it even happens. So the question isn't just how sunflowers are harvested, it's this. Who will control the future of the world's most essential cooking oil? Those who plant the most or those who plant the smartest? Today, you're about to witness the entire life cycle of the sunflower, from a single seed buried in the dark soil to the golden oil drizzled over your salad. You'll see machines so massive they look like they belong on a battlefield. You'll discover why a single mistake during harvest can cost a farmer 20% of his entire crop. And you'll step inside factories where lasers, not humans, decide which seeds live and which die. This is the story of the sunflower, the king of the field, the golden giant, and the unsung hero of your kitchen. Let's begin. It starts in silence, a vast empty plain stretching toward the horizon. The soil is dark, rich, and patient. This is the Chernozem, the legendary black earth of Ukraine and Russia, a soil so fertile it's known as the breadbasket of the world. Inside this machine, sunflower seeds are suspended in a pressurized airstream. One by one, they're singulated, separated with millimeter precision, and placed into the soil at the exact depth and spacing required. Not a single seed is wasted. Not a single inch of soil is left empty. Why does this matter? Because in the world of sunflowers, spacing is survival. Plant them too close, and they'll compete for sunlight, producing small, oil-starved heads. Plant them too far apart, and you've wasted precious land. The goal? A perfectly uniform field where every plant matures at the same time. And within weeks, something magical happens. The field awakens. Tiny green shoots pierce through the black earth, standing tall and proud, their faces already tilting toward the sun. This is heliotropism, the sunflower's genetic programming to follow the light. From sunrise to sunset, the young plants track the sun across the sky, maximizing their energy intake. But the sunflower is not alone. Above the field, a silent guardian hovers. An XAG agricultural drone, equipped with thermal cameras and multispectral sensors, scans the field for disease, pests, and nutrient deficiencies. In Ukraine, where fields stretch for thousands of hectares, these drones have become lifesavers. They can spray fungicides over wet soil that would bog down traditional tractors. They can detect a fungal outbreak before the farmer even sees it. This is the new agriculture, eyes in the sky, brains in the cloud, and farmers who control their crops with a smartphone. For the next 90 to 120 days, the sunflower enters its most vulnerable phase. It must survive heat, drought, insects, and disease. This is where the modern farmer becomes a battlefield strategist. Let's talk about the enemy. Sclerotinia head rot, a fungal assassin that can wipe out 30% of a crop if left unchecked. The fungus waits patiently in the soil, then strikes during flowering when the plant is most defenseless. It enters through the petals and works its way down into the head, rotting it from the inside. But the farmer has a weapon, fungicides, applied at the precise moment the sunflower reaches BBCH, stage 62, when 20% of the flowers have opened, too early, and the chemical washes away, too late, and the fungus has already invaded. This is precision agriculture at its finest. Not guesswork, science. And then, after months of silent growth, the sunflower reaches its peak. The heads droop under the weight of hundreds of seeds. The once bright yellow petals have withered and fallen. The back of the head turns from green to brown. This is the signal. The plant is ready. It's time to harvest. Imagine this, a machine the size of a house, rolling across the field at 4 miles per hour. Its engine roars with 400 horsepower. At the front, a specialised sunflower header, 30 feet wide, equipped with long, tapered metal pans that slide between the rows like robotic fingers. This is the combine harvester, and it is hungry. Here's the challenge. Sunflower heads are fragile. Hit them too hard, and the seeds explode outward, scattering onto the ground. Miss them entirely, and they rot in the field. The header must perform a delicate dance, gently clamping each stalk, cutting it at the base, and guiding the head into the machine without shattering a single seed. Inside the combine, the sunflower head enters the threshing chamber. Here, massive rotors spin at carefully calibrated speeds, slow enough to avoid crushing the seeds, fast enough to separate them from the woody receptacle. This is called grain-on-grain threshing, and it's an art form. Too fast and you damage the seed coat, inviting mould and insects. Too slow, and the seeds remain stuck to the head. The seeds fall through metal grates, while the chaff, the lightweight plant debris, is blown backward by powerful fans. The seeds are funneled into a holding tank that can store up to 300 bushels. That's over 15,000 pounds of raw sunflower seeds. But the harvester doesn't stop. It keeps moving, devouring row after row, leaving behind only stubble and dust. By the end of the day, a single combine operator will have harvested 40 acres. That's 80,000 pounds of sunflower seeds. And tomorrow, he'll do it again. The seeds arrive at the processing plant in massive trucks, still covered in dirt, chaff, and the remnants of the field. They're dumped into receiving hoppers, and from this moment forward, they will never again see sunlight. First stop, the pre-cleaner. Air jets blast the seeds, lifting away dust and lightweight debris. Then they pass over vibrating screens that filter out rocks, sticks, and anything else that hitched a ride from the field. But cleanliness is just the beginning. To extract the oil, the seeds must be prepared. This is where science meets brute force. The seeds are fed into massive rollers that crush them into thin flakes. Not powder, but flakes. This increases the surface area, allowing solvents to penetrate every molecule. Then comes the heat. The flakes are steamed at 90 degrees Celsius, a process that ruptures the oil-bearing cells inside the seed. The oil, once locked inside microscopic chambers, is now free to flow. Next, the flakes are bathed in hexane, a chemical solvent that dissolves the oil but leaves the protein and fibre behind. This is called solvent extraction, and it's brutally efficient. Where mechanical pressing leaves 5 to 10% of the oil trapped in the seed cake, solvent extraction reduces waste to less than 1%. The oil-hexane mixture, called micellar, is pumped into distillation towers. Here heat is applied and the hexane evaporates, leaving behind pure, golden sunflower oil. The hexane is captured, cooled, and reused. Nothing is wasted. But this oil is still raw. It contains impurities, phospholipids, free fatty acids, pigments, and volatile compounds that would make it smell and taste off. It must be refined. The crude oil enters a series of chambers, each one designed to strip away a specific impurity. First, degumming. Water is mixed with the oil, causing phospholipids to clump together. These are spun out in a centrifuge, leaving behind a clearer oil and a valuable byproduct called lecithin, used in chocolate and cosmetics. Second, neutralization. Sodium hydroxide, caustic soda, is added. It reacts with free fatty acids, forming soap stock, which floats to the top and is skimmed off. Third, bleaching. The oil is passed through beds of activated clay, which absorb chlorophyll and carotenoid pigments. The oil, once greenish, is now pale yellow. Final step, deodorization. The oil is heated to over 200 degrees Celsius in a high vacuum chamber. Steam is injected, stripping away volatile compounds responsible for off flavours. What emerges is pure, neutral, golden sunflower oil. The same oil you'll find in every supermarket, every restaurant, every kitchen in the world. It took 120 days to grow, 12 hours to harvest, and just 4 hours to transform from dirty seeds into the cleanest, most versatile cooking oil on earth. And so, the journey ends where it always does, in your kitchen. That bottle of golden oil sitting on your shelf travelled thousands of miles. It survived heat, drought, insects, and fungi. It was harvested by a machine the size of a house. It was crushed, steamed, dissolved, purified, and bottled, all so you could drizzle it over a salad, fry an egg, or bake a cake. The sunflower is more than a crop. It's a testament to human ingenuity, a symbol of our ability to take a tiny seed and turn it into something that feeds billions. So the next time you cook with sunflower oil, remember this. You're not just using a product. You're holding the culmination of 120 days of growth, millions of dollars of machinery, and centuries of agricultural evolution. That's the power of the sunflower, the golden giant, the king of the field. And that's how billions of pounds of sunflowers become the oil that powers the world.